Hiya! Today I'm going to be doing a video about tattoo advice. So what you should do before, what you should do during, and how you should take care of it. Yeah. I've seen a lot of videos about this sort of thing, but not very detailed, so I thought I would go into it as I've been through it a lot. So yeah, let's get started. Before, make sure you've eaten something within the last couple of hours before you get your tattoo. I think you're least likely to faint if you have got something in your system, so yeah, eat something. Also, make sure you've had a drink. Without having a drink, you are more likely to be dehydrated and, again, more likely to faint. So eat something and drink something. Make sure you have no alcohol in your system or any drugs. Both of these things are more likely to thin your blood, therefore when you have your tattoo done, if you do bleed, you will bleed a lot more than you would if you didn't have them in your system. Make sure on the day of your tattoo you have lots of room set aside to get your tattoo done and just relax. If you have booked your tattoo at a certain time and you have something to do afterwards, you're going to want to rush it and you can't relax and you'll be thinking about the time the whole time and it will just make everything more stressful. Tip number 5, turn up with a positive attitude. If you turn up thinking, oh my god, this is going to hurt so much, I'm going to hate my tattoo, I'm going to hate all of this, it's going to bleed and all of these things, you are not going to enjoy it. It's kind of difficult to enjoy it because it is pain. Realistically, you're going to go through pain. But if you think of it positively, like you're going to love the tattoo at the end of it, it's not going to be that painful, it's going to be worth the pain, then you're more likely to not stress out. Number 6, if you are really nervous, take someone along with you. When I got my first tattoo, I went on my own and I was sat in the waiting room and I was freaking out. I was like shaking, I thought I was going to be sick. And then the guy came down and I was just fine. But some people might not be as lucky as me. Like, I did freak out a bit, but I was alright. So if you are the sort of person who does freak out like loads, go with someone. Go with someone you can trust and who's going to hold your hand. And yeah, they'll just make it so much easier for you. Number 7, whilst having your tattoo done, try to stay still. Whilst you are getting your tattoo done, it depends where on the body, but like nearly everywhere you have nerves. So when I got my ankle tattooed, my foot kept twitching and things. So which bits you can control, try and keep that still as much as you can. Doing this will make it so much quicker. If you keep twitching and things, it'll take so much longer and then it will hurt more. So number 8, if during the tattoo it hurts so much and you need to stop, just tell them. Tell them you need a couple of minutes. They'll happily stop, have a drink of water. Just relax, breathe, and when you're ready to carry on, they will carry on. It's important to say this if you do need to stop, because otherwise you could faint, you could have a panic attack, anything. Just be honest. This person is being paid for a service, so they have to do it. Tip number 9, if you are really nervous and you just can't calm yourself down, take along an iPod, just put your favourite song on, just put the radio on, anything, and it will just distract you. During my tattoos, I always find myself looking at things in the room. Like in one of them, they had tiles on the wall. Sounds a bit strange, but I was tracing around all the tiles with my eyes, and it just kept me occupied. Once your tattoo is done, make sure you have a fizzy drink or some chocolate bar or something, just for some sugar to get your blood sugars back up, because you would have been stressed out, and it takes a lot out of you basically. So after you have had your tattoo and you're on your way home, you must follow your artist's instructions. I'm pretty sure every single tattoo artist will give you a set of instructions which to follow to help your healing process, so follow them. As well as listening to your artist's advice, it's important to also, if they haven't given you this sort of ideas or if they haven't given you any instructions, you must make sure you do these things. Keep your bandage on for as long as they have told you to, so keep it on. Some of mine were 2 hours, some were 4, keep it on for that long, and if you can, try and keep it on overnight. It's pretty difficult, you want to take it off and see it, I know, but if you can, keep it on, because the first night it usually weeps a bit, which you don't really want on your bed. Also, it'll hurt more if you take it off earlier, so as long as you know it's still moisturised, is that the word? Just keep it on. Tattoos in the first few hours are very, very susceptible to infections, so make sure if you touch them, make sure your hands are clean, make sure you've kept it covered try not to uncover it at the very beginning because there is so much airborne bacteria that can just go straight into your tattoo, so be very careful. When you do take off your dressing, either in the morning or a few hours later, make sure you wash the tattoo with soap and water, and you just wipe off all the slime. Usually there is a layer of slime. I'm not really sure what it is, so you just wash it off. Also, when the tattooist is finished, he will apply some of like the cream on it, so you will have that on there as well. So you just wash it all off, soap and water, and then you apply a thin layer right over it. So you don't want it too thick, but you want it, I don't know how to explain it. You just want it completely covered, but you don't want it thick. After washing your tattoo, make sure you don't rub it when you wash it, just like gently stroke it to wash it. Don't like rub at it, because that will draw the ink out of the skin and your tattoo will fade. So don't do that. And when you're drying it, pat it like this. Don't like scrub at it, because again it will bring the ink out. So you've got to just gently tap it and then apply the cream. Reapply the lotion when as much as necessary, really. Do not let your tattoo dry out right at the beginning. It cannot dry out. Do not let that happen. So keep putting the moisturiser on, keep it nice and moisturised. I'm a fan of that word, if that is a word. So make sure you've always got the stuff on it, make sure it doesn't dry out, and you will be fine. For the next few days, you want to wash your tattoo just with water. Do not put soap on it, just hot water. Just wash off any of the excess cream, and then pat it to dry and just reapply the cream. Leave it on overnight. In the morning, wash it off again, just hot water, pat it, cream. Just keep following this for the next few days, or as long as it takes, until most of it has peeled off and healed. And yeah, just keep applying the lotion as much as you need it to make sure that it's nice and moisturised. Once your tattoo has mostly healed, you can change to a non-scented moisturiser, such as like a Nivea. It's like a very plain moisturiser they do, which is what I use. And you just put this on whenever it feels a little bit dry or whatever, and you just wash it once a day. Then you don't need to do the morning and night, you just do it whenever, I guess mornings. After about 2 weeks, it'll be completely healed. And from then on, you don't really need to give it so much attention. You can put moisturiser on it whenever you want, just every now and then. Also, you can keep using your stuff you were given from the tattoo artist. It will make the colours brighter usually, but it doesn't really matter if you don't. So, yeah. So by this stage, your tattoo is probably healed, and I'm just going to go through a few things to look out for which aren't normal in the healing process, and if these do occur, go to a doctor. So first of all, if you get a fever, like if you get a really high temperature and it's quite prolonged, and you've got it from when you had your tattoo, so you didn't have it before but it suddenly occurred and it carries on for a while, you need to see your doctor. If it seeps and it's like yellow or green or brown, then see your doctor. Most tattoos do, but it's usually clear or white, so that's fine. What else? If it swells a lot, some swell a bit, but if it swells severely, then see your doctor. And if it hurts a lot, if like the area hurts loads, or you accidentally bump it like 4 days later and it still really hurts, that's not normal. So go and see your doctor. Within the first 2 weeks, and whilst still in the healing process, you want to avoid a few things. One of the main things to avoid is to soak your tattoo. So do not soak it. You can have a bath, but just like, I had 2 tattoos on my ankles, so when I got in the bath I just dunked them in and then kept them out. So yeah. Don't soak in a swimming pool, obviously. Don't go in a hot tub, don't go in a river, all these different things. Do not soak it, because it will just bring the ink right out and it will fade like a bitch, okay? Okay. You want to avoid any direct sunlight. Your tattoo isn't protected from the sun at all. Once it's healed, you can use sun cream, sun lotion. You're supposed to use suntan lotion so it doesn't fade, but whilst it's healing you cannot use that, so just keep it out of the sun. Do not exfoliate the area. Exfoliation is when you remove the top layer of skin, and whilst the tattoo is still sinking into the skin, doing that can like pull it straight out, so do not do that. Do not pick at it whilst it's like coming off. it can look like a scab. Do not pick that off because that will pull the ink out. Do not scratch at it. Again, it will pull the ink out. Just leave it the hell alone. Put your cream on it, wash it every now and then, and do not pick at it, okay? And that's really all you need to know. If you have any other questions, let me know below and I will get back to you. And I hope this was useful. Okay, bye. Number 7. Whilst in...